Microsoft just quietly changed how it charges developers for GitHub Copilot. And the reaction from the developer community hasn't been frustration, it hasn't been disappointment, it's been fury. According to TechCrunch AI, the golden age of GitHub Copilot appears to be over. And if you write code for a living or your company relies on AI assisted development, what's coming next should have your full attention. Let me give you the backstory. GitHub Copilot launched as a flat rate, all you can eat AI coding assistant. Pay your monthly fee, use it as much as you want. That model turned Copilot into arguably the most widely adopted AI tool in any professional workflow. Period. Developers didn't just like it, they restructured their entire coding habits around it. Companies rolled it out across engineering teams as standard tooling. It became infrastructure. And now, Microsoft is pulling the rug. The new billing model is token-based. Instead of a predictable monthly cost, you now pay based on how much you actually use the AI, measured in tokens, which are essentially chunks of text that the model processes every time you ask it to write, complete, or review code. If you use it lightly, maybe you save a few bucks. If you use it the way power users have been using it, the way Microsoft encouraged people to use it, your bill is about to look very different. Developers are not being subtle about their feelings. The phrase making the rounds, reported directly by TechCrunch AI, is what a joke. And honestly, it's hard to argue with the frustration. These are people who built Copilot into their daily workflow based on a specific economic promise. That promise just evaporated. If you're an individual developer, you now have to think about every single interaction with the tool in terms of cost. That changes behavior, it changes trust. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just a pricing story, this is a strategy story. Microsoft subsidized Copilot aggressively to capture market share. That's a classic tech playbook. Get everyone hooked on the product at an artificially low price, then adjust once the switching costs are high enough that people feel trapped. The question developers are asking right now is whether those switching costs are actually as high as Microsoft thinks. Because the competition has not been standing still. Cursor, Codeum, open source alternatives running local models, even Google's Gemini-powered coding tools are all circling. Every single one of them just got a massive gift from Microsoft. If you're evaluating AI coding tools right now, your calculus just changed overnight. The moat Microsoft thought it had might be thinner than it assumed. And there's an insider angle most people are missing. Token-based pricing doesn't just affect how much you pay, it fundamentally changes what you use the tool for. Under flat rate billing, developers experimented freely. They'd throw messy prompts at Copilot, iterate, explore edge cases, use it for learning. Under token-based billing, every query has a price tag. That kills experimentation. It turns an open-ended creative tool into a metered utility. The developers who got the most value out of Copilot are exactly the ones who are going to get punished hardest by this change. Now wait until you hear the bigger picture, because this goes way beyond one product. What Microsoft just did with Copilot is a preview of how every major AI tool is going to evolve. The era of flat rate, unlimited AI access was always a loss leader. OpenAI's ChatGPT+, Google's Gemini subscriptions, Anthropic's Claude Pro, all of these are priced below their actual cost of inference. The companies know this. They're buying market share with investor money, but that money runs out. Or more accurately, the patience for burning it runs out. Microsoft just blinked first. The others will follow. My prediction, within 18 months, every major AI subscription will have some form of usage-based pricing layered on top. The all-you-can-eat AI buffet is closing. And if your business model depends on cheap, unlimited AI access, you need a backup plan before you get the same surprise these developers just got. This is one of those moments that looks small on the surface, but signals a massive shift underneath. The companies that built their AI strategies around current pricing are suddenly exposed. The developers who assumed their tools would stay affordable just learned otherwise. And the competitive landscape for AI coding assistants just cracked wide open. If you want to stay ahead of moves like this one before they hit your workflow or your wallet, subscribe to FutureEdge. I cover this every single day. See you tomorrow.